Hey everybody. I'm not sure that all of that came through. You'll have to tell me, but I think my internet was being slow or something. I'm gonna play just a little bit more till I see some of your comments. Hey everybody, we're talking about today about how much the piano is made for rocking out. I wasn't rocking out right there. That was not rocking out. That was taking a song that does typically rock out and changing it up a little bit. And I think my point today is that that's about the only way to truly rock out on a piano, at least if you're talking about like grunge or heavy metal kind of music. Like there are other ways to rock out on the piano, like, you know, Jerry Lee Lewis or Dr. John or even, you know, McCoy Tyner, I suppose. But like to really rock out to like metal music with a piano, I don't know about it. Like I don't think that it's really a thing. So anyway, I want to show you some things today. I want to talk about some things, and go ahead and give me your opinions. But to me, like, I don't know, you just can't copy the, you know, distorted hard rock guitar on a piano as much as you try. So as much as I try, like, actually, here's the point. The more that I try, the more it just sounds like crap. And I did opt to give you a view of my hands today, so you're not seeing me so much. But I figured if we're talking about, you know, piano, this might be the best view for you, just because I only have one camera. But you know, I've kind of learned to like to change arrangements like that. Like if people ask me to play "Smells Like Teen Spirit," then I'll do something like that, you know. I'll make it dark and something that's kind of interesting to me to play. But, you know, back when those piano bars kind of got famous, like 10 years ago or something, I went to a couple of them to see if that was a gig I wanted. And those musicians were, I mean, they're something, you know, but it wasn't my thing, because they were really, really, really trying to rock out on the piano. And, you know, everybody's drunk, so they think that it is rocking out, but it's not. It just sounds awful to me. So I'll show you what I mean. Like the more I try to sound like Nirvana, the worse it gets. I can't even do it. I think that sounds terrible. And then what about the chorus? Like I've seen some cover songs on YouTube of people doing this, and one thing that they do is when they really want to rock out, they hold the pedal down like there's no tomorrow. So they're like, anyway, like I'm I'm sorry if I just blasted your ears out. I don't like to play my piano like that. I think it's terrible. But, you know, some people like to take those kind of songs and like really go for it, and, you know, more power to them. But for me, like, I just don't get it. I don't know. Let me see a few things what you guys are saying right here. Yeah. It does sound like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And you think that they rock mightily. Okay, that's good. Ben Folds definitely rocks on the piano, but it's not like grungy kind of, you know, dirty kind of rock. But it is, like you say, a rocking out vibe. I think that's right. You watched a cover of System of a Down's Chop Suey, and the pianist rocked out pretty hard. Good. I should look it up, I suppose. But God invented the Rhodes so that piano players could rock out with distortion. Yeah, I think that is why God invented the Rhodes. But yeah, somebody says Aerosmith ballads. Yeah, for sure. And there are some wonderful like hard rock songs, ballads in particular, that have great piano parts, like November Rain, right? That one's an easy song to cover. So is a ballad that uses a guitar, kind of, you know, like I'm thinking of Nothing Else Matters. You know, in an arpeggiated kind of way. This is a song that you can pretty much rock out with on a piano. But I'll tell you what, I mean, there's a fine line between this kind of piano playing and a classical sounding piano playing. And some people dig that. Like, I think a lot of my family members kind of dig that. I don't know, or close friends, really. And I think that when they want to hear me play piano, they want to hear me, you know. How's it go? I can't even do it. It makes me laugh. I'm sorry. I'll try again. For me, if I'm going to cover that song, I'm not going to do it as a piano solo, because to me, that just sounds like ultimate cheese fest. I hope I don't make any enemies. The ultimate cheese fest. Just like, trying so super hard to tug at your heartstrings in like the most trite way possible. For me, if I was going to cover that song, I would sing it, because then you can actually get some soul involved in what you're doing, and some of that grit that was in the vocals, you know. Trust I see and I find in you. Every day follow something new. Open mind for a different view. I can do things like that. View, right? If I tried that on the piano, I just kind of hate the way it sounds. Yeah, Schmaltzville. That's right. That's exactly what it is. So I don't know if this, you know, if this is your kind of thing and you really like the way the piano sounds so much that you just want to hear every song in existence as played by Mr. Piano, then that's cool, because everybody likes what they like, right? I'm not like, you know, bagging on anybody's taste. But for me, sometimes people make these comments on my videos or something and ask me, teach us to rock. You know, you say you're teaching rock piano, but when are we going to really learn to rock? And unless we're talking about Jerry Lee Lewis, I don't think we are going to learn to really rock, because every time I try, it just, the harder I try, it sounds terrible. Okay, Benjamin says that he loves cheese. Okay, cheese is really good. Oh no, you said you love the cheese. All right. Okay, good, Benjamin. Tyler Lee says, not that I'd ever cover Oasis or anything. No, I never would. Well, but you bring up a good point, right? Like, I mean, when I did cover Oasis, I decided to completely change the groove, right? I changed everything because to me, it had more soul if I played it in a style that was meant for the piano or sounded better on the piano. Let's go back to Teen Spirit, right? And this is a topic for another day too, a video that I've wanted to do for a long time that I haven't quite figured out how to do yet, but it deals with power chords in the piano, right? So when they're playing these chords, Nirvana, you know, they're not playing any thirds. It's not like it's G minor and C minor and B flat major and E flat major. I mean, that's the closest we could come if we had to put thirds in, just kind of staying in the tonic, but they don't. They're just power chords. It's just the 1 and the 5. So that's tricky. It makes it tricky to ever cover a song that just has power chords. So I do have some tricks, like notes that you can add are the 9. That just warms it up a little bit without giving it a flavor of being major or minor. I think you can also add the 11 and do the same thing. And if you'd like, I mean, so we could do that the whole way through, right? Almost. There are other chord tones besides the third that you can add to give color, but for me, if I was going to change this and actually make it interesting, I think I would add some thirds. But I wouldn't just add them alone, because then you're right back as the mayor of Cheeseville. And if you've got a 9 in there and an 11 in there or something, you can come up with something more interesting. So something like that's a cool sound, because I don't really want it to be like a major 7. So if I add that 4 against the 3, it gives it some kind of darkness. Same if I add the sharp 4 against the 5 right there. Then it gets more interesting to me. But to deal with straight power chords gets really I think it's limiting, you know. On a guitar, it sounds like super power, like really, really powerful. On the piano, not so much. To me, it just sounds, I don't know. I mean, it sounds empty if you're comparing it to a guitar, no matter how hard you bang on the piano. Let's see. People are telling me some good covers that they do like. Oh, and somebody mentions the piano guys. Don't even get me started about those dudes who helicopter their pianos into the cliffs of desert mountains. Don't get me started. They're like, here I am on the cliff in the desert playing my humongous white grand piano like I always do. Yeah, another idea, as Richard Ancona says, is that you can reharmonize Teen Spirit. So I mean, I wasn't quite reharmonizing it, but you can. You know, we could take all manner of chords and try to make a better, not better, but better for piano. Smells Like Teen Spirit. Like I don't know. I can try a little bit. I'll start out with the idea that I had before. I also like to be careful with high notes, because that can make it sound really cheesy and bright too when you're trying to sound dark. But right there, I think it's appropriate. Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend. She's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. lights out, it's this dangerous. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. It's a little bit hard for me to think, like, to go outside the key. Like, I went to an A flat chord, which is just slightly outside the key. I mean, I guess we could go to D flat from there. That might be pretty cool. Here we are now, entertain us, entertain us. That's pretty cool with the sharp 4. Anyway, that's something. I was reading those words. That's why I sang the chorus on the verse. Autopilot for a second. Oh, cool. I'm glad that you liked that. Thanks. I liked it all right. Adam Neely made an interesting point in one of his videos. Heavy distortion magnifies overtones like the 5 harmonics, so distorted power chords sort of sound major. Oh yeah, because that's there's all those harmonics. That's true. And I mean, just having the distortion gives you, I mean, it gives you volume kind of power, but to think of it in that way with harmonic power too, that's totally a good point. What if I think about like an AC/DC song or something? Are we trying to change a Nirvana tune into a coffee house? Okay, you're late to the party, Sean Spark. So you just have to watch the beginning. Yeah, you watch the beginning. I'm not going to explain it again. I'm sorry, Sean. Are you crazy for rocking out on Mozart, Beethoven, or Chopin? No, you're not crazy. You can go for it. Let's see. No. I don't pretend to think that it sounds any better than the original, Alex. Don't, if you think it does, then I'm glad. But for me, I mean, gosh, there's nothing better than that original, right? Like, oh man, it takes me right back to high school. That was so cool when Nirvana came out, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pearl Jam. Those are all like, those are big bands for me. But You Shook Me All Night Long would be awesome. Yeah, maybe. Let's think about it. So how does that one start? I don't know what key it's in. Like that, right? And I doubt that those are actual chords. Are they just power chords? I don't know. That sounds more like it to me. Right. Yeah, so imagine me trying to play solo piano on this song with that melody. Oh my gosh. And it's impossible because there's that option, right? I mean, I was trying to play it corny as heck, but if I went for the flat 3 option, it still sounds horrible. Because it's neither of those. Like, it's neither. It's in between, and it's soulful. But as soon as you try to play it on the piano, that's awful. I mean, so the way that we fake it on the piano to try to get that, she was a freshman, that kind of a sound. The way that we try to fake it is with these and that kind of thing. But in faking it, I think you sound like 20 times worse than you did when you were just playing it like super, super corny. I don't know, because it's just, I don't know, it's awful. To me, horrible. If you're going to do it, I don't think you can rock out with it, because to rock out with it, you're going to have to do something like that. You're going to have to make some other version of the melody that is neither soulful nor beautiful. So, I mean, back to my point, don't do it. Like, why are you going to try to rock out exactly like AC/DC on You Shook Me? Because it's a dumb idea, a bad idea. Well, I don't want to say dumb, but to me, it's a bad idea. And that's why whoever asked the question about why I was turning, Nirvana into coffee house, it's because you got to come up with a different way. So you could make this really bluesy, and And if you did, you'd have to change the melody slightly to make it sound like the piano should sound. I don't know. I don't know. Something like that, maybe, if you had to. But I don't like it anyway. If I had to do it, I'd sing and play, because that sounds way better, because you can get half of the blues and soul with your voice. You really can't get much of it with the piano, I don't think. If I had to rock out, I don't know all the words to the verse, but yeah, you shoot me all night long. Yeah, you shoot me all night long. It's not bad. I mean, it's not my favorite, but there's that. You could do that. You play and you sing, and then you gain half of the soul that the song's supposed to have. I don't know. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Has Queen been mentioned yet? Great question, Tyler Lee. I think Queen definitely invented, they seriously, legitimately came up with new ways for the piano to rock. And yeah, I mean, you can rock out on the piano, but I think it's in a Queen kind of style, but it's always supportive, just like supportive of what the guitar is doing, in my opinion, and not like the main thing. And you wouldn't want some of those Queen songs just to be played on the piano. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody, at least part of it, is fine for the piano, but I don't know what other Queen songs I can't think. Like Fat Bottom Girls, or like some of those more anthem-y songs, what's da ba da ba da 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 da. Like, that would be a mistake, I think. I don't even know that Freddie Mercury played on that song. What's that song called? You know what I'm talking about. Did he play piano on that? I don't know. But, I mean, it was some serious rock. Queen was some serious rock. Just, I think that it was only piano heavy in the sections that could be enhanced by that, especially, Freddie Mercury with his vocal chops and being able to, bring that kind of classical flavor into their music. That I think the piano belonged. That was the way to do it. Has Supertramp been mentioned? I don't think so. And I have to say that I'm not a huge Supertramp aficionado. I kind of only know the songs I've heard from the radio. But yeah, I think the piano in Queen music is just totally supportive, like you say, Peter. What's the definition for rocking out? Maybe people are thinking about it differently. You're probably right, Dan. I've got this aunt, and when I play the piano for my aunt, she'll tell me some song to play, and then when I play it kind of like I want to play it, like maybe if it was going to be Bohemian Rhapsody, if she wanted to hear that, I might go give it some kind of a beautiful minimalist treatment if I was in that mood. And she'll stop me and she'll say, "No, Aimee, big and grand," and just to appease my aunt, I have to bust out the arpeggios. And so I think some people think that that's rocking out. I think that some people think it's holding the pedal down forever with every single chord and trying to play power chords. That's what I hear when I look up rock covers on YouTube. I hear just a lot of people who don't know when to pick the pedal up. Yeah, I think Ben Folds is great, but for me, my favorite Ben Folds songs are the ballads. I guess I don't really enjoy that kind of rocking out on the piano. Maybe I would never choose to listen to it, like hardly at all. I know one of my kids likes Ben Folds, and they've shown me some kind of rockin' songs that he does, And I think he's great. And I've seen him live. That guy beats up a piano. I mean, I've never seen anybody play a piano harder than Ben Folds. And he uses his foot on the sustain pedal like that. Like he just rocks the sustain pedal and comes off of it to make a kind of beat. So, I mean, he's got his own thing going on. But somebody says life is a highway. Yeah, that would be a really hard song to play on the piano. That would be super cheesy. Let's think of the cheesiest songs that there would be to play solo piano on. Oh man, that one's really bad. That was a good contender right there. Anybody else have other contenders? I think I would be willing to bust them out because it kind of does crack me up. Now, Bruce Hornsby is a good mention. A lot of people do like, they want to copy Bruce Hornsby because they're those wonderful. How's it go? How's it go? What am I thinking of? Like that one? And even, I mean, it gets going, right? Like I think there's a place for that. I don't really consider that rocking out. I just consider that like good piano playing and trying to, support things. Now, somebody mentions dirty loops. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. And they've got plenty of guitars, don't they? And plenty of keyboards with distortion. So different thing. This is a different kind of beast. It's a kind of beast that can't be bent. It can be molded and shaped, but those strings can't be bent. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I kind of made the point I wanted to make, and you guys have been helpful. Nobody's coming up with other cheesy tunes for me to play, and I'm glad. Bon Jovi on the piano will be very cheesy. Yeah, it probably will be. Although I'm sure I've had to cover "Living on a Prayer" for people at weddings and stuff plenty of times. But then again, I'm singing and not just playing. That would be terrible. Should we try it for fun? Ooh. It's not as bad as I thought. I can make it better too. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's see. Elton John, it's a different kind of rock. I mean, it's piano rock. Elton John and Billy Joel, Ben Folds. It's piano rock. It's a different thing. It's not, it's not that. It's not, right? That's about as good as I can do on that. Like, you can try, but you're just not going to be cool. There's nothing cool about it. Hey, Justin, nice to have you here. Hey, Matt, New York State of Mind. Yeah, it's not a rocking song. So good points, everybody, good points. But I think my answer is that I'm probably not going to teach some YouTube video about how to really rock out on the piano, because I just kind of don't recommend it unless you're in a band like Queen, I guess. There's somebody that I think does a great job with this kind of stuff on YouTube, Johnny May. I don't know if you've seen his videos, but he'll take, Despacito or something, and then he'll turn it into a rag arrangement. And then he sells his rag arrangement, his ragtime arrangement. But usually what he does is he'll take a popular song and then he'll put it in a style that is more fitting for piano, like like maybe Back in Black for classical piano or something. And it's all kind of it's a bit of a shtick, but it's also really sincere coming from Johnny somehow. And so I do appreciate his great talent. And if you like that kind of thing, I think Johnny would be a great resource for you to go to, especially if you're a good reader, because he does put out charts of all of his arrangements, and they're good and they're hard. Nice. Well, let's how about just some honest to goodness requests that are maybe more in the rock realm to end up with. Take a drink. Eye of the Tiger. I don't know, I could try it. Oh, you had to perform Jump on the Keys by Van Halen? That would be really hard. Oh, but what's that song I'm thinking of by Van Halen that is really good? Has a great piano opening. Right Now. Do you remember that one? That had a great piano opening. I can't really remember it, but let's see. There's a question from The Wanderer Not Lost. As a pianist who gets requests to play rock tunes that are hard to make appropriate for piano, I love that you're doing a segment. Oh, that's not a question. That's just a nice thing to say. Thank you. I appreciate that. What do I think about synth versus piano voice for this stuff? Yeah, if I had a synth out, that would be better. Like, this stuff would all sound better coming at you from a Rhodes, probably. But I didn't pull it out today. Let's see. Somebody says Rocket Man. That's a good one. Crocodile Rock. Okay, let's just do a bunch. Just keep them coming, and as I see them, I'll go for it. Let's see. Tell me if the piano's too loud, because it might get loud. I remember when rock was young, me and Susie had so much fun, sipping hands and skipping songs. Had an old gold Chevy and a place of my own, but the biggest kick I ever got was doing a thing called the Crocodile Rock, while the other kids were rocking around the clock. We were hopping and bobbing to the Crocodile Rock. Well, and what I saw, oh yeah. She packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gotta take some time to do the things we never had. Let's see. You want me to continue living on a prayer? Okay, let's try that. Johnny used to work on the docks. No, it's Tommy. Tommy used to work on the docks. The union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. Oh, so tough. Dream let's see, something else. How about I don't know, Don't Fear the Reaper too well. Come on, baby. That's just a whole lot of the same chords, isn't it? Let's see. Lady Madonna? Lady Madonna, children at your feet. I don't know the words. Da 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 da. That's not right. Da da da. I think that's right. I don't know that one very well. Let's see. Jackson Browne. I do like Jackson Browne. I like what do I like? Running on Empty and The Pretender. I like The Pretender a lot. Maybe I'll do a little of that. Let me look up the lyric. Looks like, oh yeah, there's also The Pretender by the Foo Fighters, which is what Google thought that I meant. That's a good song too. I don't know it well enough to play it though. Gonna rent myself a house in the shade of the freeway. Gonna pack myself a lunch in the morning and go to work each day. Let me start that over. I'm gonna rent myself a house in the shade of the freeway. Gonna pack my lunch in the morning and go to work each day. And when the evening rolls around, I'll go on home and lay my body down. And when the morning light comes streaming in, I'll get up and do it again. That's a good song. Oh, lovely day, lovely day. I don't think I can play it. I don't think I know it well enough. I can do just the two of us. Oh, but I have a whole video about that. What about What's Up by Four Non Blondes? That's a good one. One time I played that at a gig like 8 or 9 years ago, and these kids were singing along, and I wondered why, and then my kids told me that it was a meme, and I didn't know it yet. With He-Man, it's pretty good. How's that go? Oh yeah. How are the words? Trying to get up that great big hill of hope for my destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that this world was made up of that brotherhood of hope, for whatever that means. And so sometimes, I'm swinging it, huh? I like to do that. I'll do it the regular way. Sometimes at a night when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out, what's in my head, and are you feeling a little peculiar? And so I wake in the morning and step outside and I take a deep breath. I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? That's a pretty good song. And let's see, maybe just like one more. You guys are requesting songs that aren't rock songs also, but we're kind of sticking to rock songs right now. So how about, Vincent, that's a good idea. I like that song a lot. That's not totally rock. It's more soft rock. What did somebody else say that was good? Oh, somebody said Neil Young. I could play some Neil Young. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll play Neil Young. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. It was fun to talk about rock with you. Come a little bit closer. Hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream the night away. 'Cause there's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the night. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the night. Because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon. When we were strangers, I watched you from afar. When we were lovers, I loved you with all my heart. But now it's getting late, and the moon is climbing high. I wanna celebrate and see it shining in your eyes. I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon. On this harvest moon. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see you next time on Aimee Nolte Music.